Double delta NQ on 41. Delta shift NQ on the 9.
Alrighty then, good morning, mic check. It is full auto Friday, so I'm going to walk through getting the full auto set up here this morning, so let's get to it. Alrighty then, don't forget trading is risky and all that business. And let's go up to the top left screen here, and well, no, let's show the whole thing. Let's go all the way.
Europe shipping by North.
Zoomed in. Let's see, where is that? Here we go. All right, can you see? Yes, you guys can see everything there. All right, so we're going to be focused in up here on the top left. Let me get my pointer with the right colorings here, and I'm going to get it nice and thick there. All right, so we're going to go up here for full auto Friday. So this is my full auto section on my 4K monitor, and in video number 1 we talk you through the why you need a 43-inch TV right here as your base. In my opinion, if you're getting started, get yourself that 43-inch. This is going to just increase your capacity as a human to see everything you need to see, to have just enough information. You need enough information without information overload in order to make good decisions while you are pressing the button to get into a long or a short position to
Delta shift inch.
extract profits. That is our end goal. And we need that information in front of us, and we need it quickly accessible without having to look too far to the left, too far to the right. We need things inside of our visual purview within maybe the periphery vision, but you need to be able to glance at it to get the information. It is important to get that 43-inch TV from Walmart or anywhere else. 43-inch is the magic number. We have gone higher. We have tested out the 55 thoroughly. I really thought this was going to be the number to go at. 55, I just found myself cranking my neck up a little bit too far. I feel like I lost a lot of the stuff at the top of the screen. Oftentimes it was just kind of almost out of sight, out of mind. And when I brought that back down into about a 43, it just feels better. So my recommended size for that first front screen monitor, of course, is that 43-inch, and then flanked by 2. Now you can do left side, right side. It looks really cool, but I also found with my own I have a natural inclination to look to the left when I'm wanting to get information. And I also have a right screen over here, but I do find that I almost wish I kind of just did a full left. Like I've got my main screen right here, and when I need additional information, I just want to look left. So it doesn't look as cool. However, I think that from a functional format, maybe flanking the center screen with 2 monitors, smaller monitors on the left of the size of 27s in portrait mode will be perfect if you tilt it on its side in portrait to match up with a 43-inch screen. Now, we walk that through in our video trainings where the 43 is centered, and then off here on the left, you'll kind of have this flanked one coming out at you, if I can do any justice with the drawing there, like this. And this allows you to have our Discord, our news, and maybe a secondary premium member setup. Then up here, our live stream going on, additional tools, and maybe a MacV sitting over here on the bottom left. Now, as you have that information around your main monitor, this 4K, remember, is worth 4 24-inch monitors. So if you are splitting up this screen like this, you actually have 4 24-inch monitors here, 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 and here. So a 4K is 4 standard 1080p's. That's where that comes from. Okay. So my top left hand section of my screen up here, I have a little bit more than just a quarter of the screen taking up right here. This is my full auto space. Now, the only reason I have it like this is for the live stream. If I were not on a live stream, I would probably put these somewhere else. I would take these and maybe stick them over here in a full auto scenario where I have these on, whoops, F there. I might have my full autos on a left-hand panel so that I have this space to work with, maybe my 20 chart layout. That's still my favorite. We just talked with Eddie last week, one of our rock stars in our room there. He is crushing more than 5 figures a day on average over there, crushing it. Really paying attention to those high time frames, locking in. He had given some token advice into the room to going, you know, when Vinny says to look at the ignition bar, don't trade against the ignition bar, he actually kind of takes that to the full next extent to go, he really doesn't even initiate any positions until he sees an ignition bar and then begins his trade play setups in the direction of that ignition bar. That was a really neat insight that Eddie gave us last week. And one of those additionals was that he uses the original OG 20 chart layout, which is the NASDAQ, the ES, the RTY, and the Dow, all 4 correlated instruments with 5 time frames each. So 4 times 5 gives you that 20 chart layout. And we have that for you by default in the installation if you click on that main full 4K 20-inch layout. But you will need to start with a 43-inch. Now, I had somebody recently be like, hey, Vinny, well, you said 43, but what about this 40? Listen, if I say 43, I mean 43. Okay, so here's you can't come over to me and send me this, say, is this okay? And I like, no. Is that 43? No, it's not. And you're like, well, Vinny, you're parting hairs. It's just 3. Listen, this is a wide screen. This is not the same. Okay, when somebody sends me this, like, now I realize maybe you don't understand the difference, but it's right here. You see this right here, 3440 by 1440p. that is not the right sizing for our layouts. Now you can, it's not going to stop you if you really want to work with a widescreen layout for whatever your reasonings are, but you are not going to be able to fit in our default workspaces that we get set up for you. So we're trying to save you time, money, efforts. This is also more expensive. If you're going to go over here and get a monitor that is 40 inches, you're going to pay a lot more for that, right? This is going to be around $370 to $400 on the low side to start. Or at Walmart, a 43-inch TV, I've seen them as cheap as $115, right, to be able to pick up. So no, it's not just the size. It is making sure that it is 4K. Okay, this doesn't say 4K anywhere either. It's not a 4K. It is a 2K. You see that right there? 2K. That's half of what we need. Make sense? So, you know, help me out. Please stop asking me but what about this? Stop it. Just stop it. How about you just know that we have a reason, regardless of whether you understand it right now or not. Get the 43, get the 4K, and this will make your life a lot easier, which is my job, by the way. My job is to make your job easier. You're coming to a mentor, say, hey, what do you suggest? You've been doing this a while. You're successful in this. How do you do it? How will you do it? If you want to do it on your own, then don't come here with us. Don't ask for a mentor. Don't ask for mentorship. Don't waste your time with us, okay? If you're not a person who's going to accept knowledge and wisdom from someone else and you're going to need to find it out on your own, right, then there's a long path for you. Take you about the next 4.5, 5 years. You might barely break profitable if you get there through 4 or 5 years without just, I don't know, like in that 4 or 5 years, I hope you've got somebody making a living for you. I hope you are living off of a spouse or significant other, or you're living with your parents or something, because you're going to need 4.5 to 5 years to even begin to get profitable. Or you could take a few months here and get there quickly by listening to those who know. Does that make sense? Plus, install a cheat that works for you 24 hours a day. You can come in here to your charts, like a lot of places where you need the guru or you need the mentor to sit there and walk you through or talk you through stuff. You can have that. You have that here with us if you are a premium member. We'll talk about our client portal coming out here soon. It's actually going to be our member portal. I need to stop calling it the client portal. It is our member portal coming for you guys here in just a few days. Hopefully George gets his internet situation figured out there. We've got a few delays on some of the stuff that we have been trying to get out. However, in the next few days, we'll be moving that live stream that we're doing out here with you guys right now in the public, that we've been doing for out in the public for free for 10 years out here publicly. We're going to go ahead and put that behind a paywall, have less questions, new questions coming in, the trolls and all the things that come in with the riffraff from online. We will dedicate our time to those who want to be here, and we'll have a client portal experience for you guys inside of that chat. We'll be posting our results and things outside of that here into the public area. We'll be doing teachings and trainings. However, we have kind of completed all that. If you go into our documentation section, everything is fully documented now. We have an 8-day boot camp. We have a 100-day program if you want to go deep dive into our teachings and trainings. And then, of course, on the daily, you have access to me if you are in the live streams. But we'll kind of cut out some of the brand new stuff here on a regular basis, where you can come in. You have the beginner layout stuff that will walk you through every single thing from the boot camp to the 100 video setups. And then when you're coming in, we're speaking the same language, because right now if I say, hey, we're looking for a headshot after a ready DD, if what I just said doesn't mean anything to you, then you're not ready, right? We need to come in and go, we have the ready DD. Let's look for a headshot in the direction of the Mac VU filter, right? If you don't know what any of those things mean, you need to go through the training so that when I say Mac VU, you know what that means. A headshot, you could picture in your head, what does a headshot play? And then in the directional filter, you know what that means. And then ready DD telling you where's the vertical to tell me when's the next play. You need to know what those are, all right? We've got 15 minutes till the US Open. Let's go ahead and walk through the full auto section up here and get it turned on. Now we kind of got some of the opener stuff out of the way. Gonna go up here to the top left. Let's I think we can zoom in if we hit Control 4 here. So give us a little zoom in, and yeah, can you guys see that? Yes. Okay, so I've already kind of got these pre-configured for the settings, so I'm just going to go in here and show you how easy, once you've got this set up, or you open up My Workspace. If you are a premium member, you can download My Workspace on the left-hand side of Discord. Over there in the Community Workspaces section, you'll see mine laid out. I ask you guys, if you are going to share your workspace with the community, take a screenshot of the whole workspace, take a screenshot, put that there, and then drop the file there. And if you have any additional comments of what you like or one of the advantages or anything like that, you can add that extra text there. But two things are required if you're going to drop it in the community workspaces section. Take a screenshot of it so people know what they're getting, and then include the XML file that you pull out of your workspaces folder. So save it with a meaningful name, say Joey's workspace on whatever date, because again, later on you may do an update to it, so you might want to put the date on there, and then put it in the community workspaces section. So mine has the full workspace screenshot, and then you could download the XML file, put it in your workspaces folder, and then when you launch NinjaTrader, hit the drop down under workspaces, and you can grab my workspace, and it'll have all those pre-configured for you. All right, so I'm going to just come up here. We're going to arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. This means I want to trade both directions. I want arming long. I do want to take longs, and I want it to take shorts, full auto instead of semi-auto. And I'm going to be turning on the Enigmas, not the Super AOs. And of course, you can do both here if you have the Platinum version of the system, as well as additional filters on Platinum. And we won't go into that here right now. But if you guys have questions around the Platinum stuff, we can talk about that later as well. All right, arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on, and let's go over here to a few more. Arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on, and last but not least, arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. So I'm running this across 6 instruments. I'm running it on the Nerd. This is diversification here, NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow. Running across 4 correlated instruments. Those are 4 correlated, plus 2. And that's going to be gold and crude oil is my personal choices for what I'm going to run. A lot of reasons for that. Basically, the most popular and most liquid and instruments that move, I want those for categories of things that I'm going to be running. Now, I also have a smart risk console to control when this exits. I have a take profit set here. Again, you don't have to use this, but I like to use this so that when this reaches a certain profit target there for the morning, it will just go ahead and close out everything. So what this does is, yeah, at 11.50, that kind of locks in $1,000. Why 11.50? I'm trying to include slippage and commissions on exit. So I am wanting a little bit more than the 1,000 for this to close out. So once that closes out, there's a little message that pops up down here and a little audio cue that tells me a status. Oops, I didn't do a good job of circling that right here. So right now it's currently running, tells us what we're looking for here as far as information. And then hopefully later on this morning, we will see this come up and say, congratulations, profit targets hit. And it'll kind of lock it in there for us. All right, so up here, top left, I've got that going. And then I'll be down here trading the NASDAQ directly. Across what you see here in the layout is 3 charts, although I do have a couple more charts here. I've got an 89 right back here that we're going to look at right now to put in our tide and wave visualizer. This is the very first thing I'm going to do with my discretionary trading. I'm going to go up here to the tide wave visualizer and I'm going to lock these in. All I need to do is look at the color of the channel. Let's change my drawing tool to green here, and I see I have 2 green channels here this morning. So not really exciting for us bears, because right now there's no short side plays in play right now. How do we know that? Both channels are green for the tide and the wave. So I'm going to lock that in here just to remind myself. I like to go, what did I do? Did I do my first check here this morning? This is going to come back and help me to answer one of the questions in the ask questions section that somebody asked there yesterday, and I'm going to answer it here on the live stream. If you would like a question answered here on a live stream, just put it in the ask questions section, and when I come to the live streams here, I go through those questions and we answer them here live. Okay, so tide and wave, this is going to tell me what direction I should be taking here this morning. If this was tide green and wave red, then this means I can take longs and shorts. It does not really matter if it's on the tide or the wave. What matters is the color. Is it on or off? So longs on, yes. Shorts on. Let me change that to red here. Okay. So in this case scenario, then we can take longs and we could take shorts. Okay. However, in a scenario like here this morning, longs are on, shorts are off. If you get it, type a 1 there in the chat. If you understand that I've already got my filter direction here for the morning, I should be taking longs only here during my morning session. We've got 10 minutes till the US Open. What direction am I taking? Longs only. Very simple. Okay, that's locked in for our quantitative method. We approach the markets very specifically. Let's set our rules. We're writing an if then else statement for our trades. So I'll be taking longs only here this morning for the first session. Let's come down here to the bottom left. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't forget, after this weekend, the summer sale is gone. There will be a sale price for the upcoming, what's the next one? Is it back to school sale stuff? Back to school sale. However, it'll be $50 more per month if you get on that plan. So you want to lock this in there this weekend if you are planning on getting going here with us. All right. The Apex discount as well, 90% off if you use code Apex. I'm sorry, code AlgoBox right now at Apex. I still think that is the cheapest and best way to get started with trader funding programs. It's going to be inexpensive to get you into those. Plus, it's a company that is the largest in the industry, and
baby boomers are retiring now.
And you're not going to have to worry about getting paid out, kind of thing. You're going to like, well, I don't know, we're going to get paid out. Looks like, oh, we're about to hit $1,000 right there on the bots. I see it. That's at about 1,035. Is it going to lock in? Let's see. About $100 away from that lock in. I think gold helping us out with that one. Looks like a big gold trade going on there. Let's go up top here and see if that locks in. We'll go training top left. Kind of harder to see there.
Hassa says that I have serious concerns on TCI.
It's about 870. You're fluctuating back and forth. Looks like we got an NQ and a gold trade open there. I thought I was going to lock in there. I'm hearing buyers stepping in on the tape there. Still have about 8 minutes till the US Open. See about $960, 1,015. If I were to lock it in right now with slippage, it'd probably be just less than 1,000. Let's see if it locks in there. So we'll watch right here. And see if that locks in. Whoa, my screen's glitching there a little bit.
NQ on the 7.
No, GC's starting to come down there a little bit. We'll see. All right, 9:22, 8 minutes till the US Open. Let's get through our checklist here. They come down here and let's get going on that. I was going to say that Apex, let's see how much longer they've got on their 90% off there. 4 days left for 90% off using code AlgoBox. So if you're jumping in this weekend and going to kind of start to study our program, go through the 8-day boot camp over the weekend, it's not necessarily 8 days. That is what it took us to do our live stream recordings of that. But now those are recorded for you, so you can finish those as fast as you're comfortable studying. Make sure you take them seriously. Get your notepads out. Really take it to heart, even though it is there and available currently for free. It will be behind the client portal as soon as we get that finished out. So let's see. Let's go over and pull up our checklist. If you type !checklist in our chat, this same checklist will come up there for you in Discord. Already got my data feed connections, obviously working there this morning. Hardware wise, everything seems to be good. One of the last checks I want to do on that is make sure real-time protection is turned off. Day of the week, we're currently on Friday, so early in, early out, time of day, a few minutes before the US Open news is on. Already got that going this morning as well. No FOMC, no holidays, earnings. It's been a big earnings season. We don't really care about that till the end of the day there. Gears, I am on the 5s. I don't think I'm going to shift off of that here this morning. Contract dates, we don't have any rollover right now, so we're fine there. Our wave ranges, it's Friday, so we've been locked in for the week here. NQ is on the 41, so I'm good there as well. Oh, we hit our profit target, has been triggered. So let's turn off full auto. So full auto is already done. It's already up $1,000 there this morning. It locked in just now. I heard the little message pop in there, and sure enough, 11:35 there this morning, locked in. Take profit has been hit. And there you see that auto take profit triggered. Congratulations, reached 1185 for the high. Target was 1150. It looks like slippage went in my, no, it didn't. I was gonna say, did it go over 1150? No. So it the high watermark there was 1185 reached. It locked it in and with slippage and commissions 1135 for the bots. Locked in and ready to go. So the employees have already done their job, so now it's my turn. Early in, early out on a Friday. We are 5 minutes from the US Open. Got the ATMs. I am going to be running with no ATM here this morning due to the current high volatility, so I'm going to be manually exiting. Still same stop strategies: dots, boxes, crosses. So stops go behind a dot, a box, or a cross. Those are our 3 stop types, and sometimes triangles, but normally we're not going to be, I don't really want to enter in on just a divergence. Triangles come off of divergence. Okay. B&L cadence, we have been away for a bit here during the summertime, so we don't have to worry about the cadence scenarios. Audio box is on. I've heard it clacking there a few minutes ago. Sounds are good. Music is good. Excellent. Let's pull our checklist off there and get ready to rock and roll. One more thing here. I want to get the chat on screen. And let's see.
Harmonic NQ on the 5.
Wait for YouTube to pop up there. There we go.
NQ on the 7.
All right, got that chat there on screen as well. So if I missed any questions, if you would pop those back in the chat here again, I'll get those answered. Good morning, good morning. Let me open up the ask question section and get that question answered. So I have a couple minutes before the US Open, and I wanted to try to help out on some of these questions there. So let's see. One question was, question for those of you consistently catching the larger 89 moves, plutonium, eddy, etc. I've been trying to refine my higher time frame execution. I understand the concept of establishing bias on the 89 range and then drilling down for entries, but I'm curious about what separates the setups you actually commit to from the ones you pass on. So what I noticed was he completely ignored this, right? What I just said there this morning, I have been reiterating this so many times, but I don't know what it is. Like, it's almost as though because I come out here and I teach it for free, because I teach it to you, because I show it to you, you look for someone else. I don't understand that mentality and that whatever, like, well, I don't know. You guys, I think some of you kids grew up on social media, so you think, well, I want to make sure I'm doing what everybody else does. I've said this over and over. All they're doing is making sure you're in the direction of the tide and the wave. When these agree, you stay on that side. So his next question was, well, how do you enter in on the piercer? So a piercer specifically is in the direction of the bias already. So if I have a red break today, a red break is a green. So I'm looking for the piercer entry in the direction of the tide and wave filter. Make sense? It is literally that simple, right? We teach it, it's in the videos, but for some reason you guys want to skip the videos. You're like, I don't want to watch the videos. Let me just ask somebody in the chat. What do you think? What do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? So again, I don't think people appreciate free, so we're putting it behind the paywall. Just saying, like, there are people who have, no offense if you have come to us and found us later, like, you're gonna have to thank or do the opposite of thanking the people who have ruined it for you. But we're just, you know, like, if people have not paid for it and got it for free, they just don't take it seriously. It's just a thing, right? There's a Bible passage around there that says that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. If you have not paid for it, if you didn't put something into it, it has no value. If you had to ask someone, that feels like your payment. So you asked someone else the question, and then when they gave it to you, now that is your payment of your time. So you came and you asked the question, so now you feel like that's more valid than what I feel like is way better information with a full video content, context, and everything else. But for whatever reason, you won't go watch the videos. In fact, so let's go watch that piercer video here real quick to answer this question. But it is one of those where it's like, hey, go through the videos. All right, here comes the US Open here in just a couple seconds. I like to sit on hands for the first 5 minutes, so I am going to go to our documentation section here And we're going to pull up that Piercer video because that was the next part of his question there.
94 million
Was
100
why the
8.9 million.
how do I take the Piercer play?
Mag 7 sell side 12.9 million.
Armando down on the 7 to 9. Armando down on the NQ on the 5.
Okay, this is a pretty wild open. I'm going to put this off on the side actually. We're going to wait because I think I'm going to get a play here off of the open. You can just kind of feel it. It's a quick open right on R1 here. We're pushing up into a crab in the higher time frame. And the wave turned red while we were waiting through all of that. So right now, tide and wave. Wave is red. So now longs and shorts are both on. So in case anybody's asking why I was about to get set up here for a short. Oh, I just missed it. Shoot. Okay. And again, I will have less of that in our client portal area as well, having to come over and feel like I need to explain myself nonstop because we'll be in with the crew who already knows, because I will assume that if you are in there that you have already you've already been through the training. There we go. 100 ticks. Let's close it up there. Beautiful play there. 4K off of the first set of plays there this morning. Rocked it out. $4,360. Let's lock in trade number 1. I like to approach the markets like a video game and rock those out. Okay, trade number 1. Let's see if we get trade number 2 coming in here. We had the nerd red. We had the tide and the wave. One of them turned the shorts on there, and pretty easy play there for trade number 1. Top of the channel, rocked it out with a channel on top of that. Here was the higher time frame that also locked in. We had 2 setups there with PRZ crosses at the top with divergence in the top of the bowl. All kinds of confluence to take those plays. Okay. All right, I hear buyers stepping in all over the tape here. Get ready. Get ready. Looking for the next play. Nerd is red. Arrow is red.
Enigma long on the NQ4.
There's an Enigma. If we get up to that target up above, I could slap it. Or if we get a piercer of that Enigma, I can look to start to get short. Okay, there's my power headshot. It's a super power headshot there. Going to go half position. Still hearing buyers on the tape. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. Still hearing buyers. A lot of popcorn on the tape there through this area. Don't like that. Have not heard sellers step in yet. Okay, and adding in on the cross. Okay, might be pushing into a loss here off of this first one. There is a super AO.
US stocks extend gains, the Nasdaq up 1%.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 7.
Okay, big wild push there. Coming up, here's king timing, so I'll look to add if I get a play coming in there off of that king timing. There's king timing zone. I'll add on a Seuss right there, right past the king timing. There's an Enigma. If we pierce the Enigma, I will also hit that, or if I hear AudioBox, I will hit it. We are currently still nerd red, arrow red, shark back. Add on shark back. We come back to my POE. I'll pull half at the POE. It's part of my advanced stop level strategy for mitigating positions. Okay, there's a red dot. I could add on it, but I'm comfortable with the current position size at the moment. There's a double dot. Red dot on the 9s.
Bull touch hot. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 5.
There's a cross. I'm going to add on the cross.
NQ on the 7. Enigma long on the GC2.
I'm going to go ahead and pull half just to be safe here on that.
Down NQ on the 89.
Coming down.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 7.
Zeus, Super AO, add to position.
Enigma long on the NQ4.
Buyers stepping right back in. Green line up top is high of day.
Options for $3 billion Chongqing.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 9. Bull touch high.
Okay, there's a cross. There's a red dot pierced. Okay, bears are not holding on to this position. I'm going to go ahead and pull half on that dot.
On China plant deal, and SK Hynix may retain minority stake in the Chongqing asset.
And that'll lock in 10K. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Exiting on the opposing signal right there. 11,570 for trade number 2. Winner, winner, chicken dinner on a Friday. And we're done. Now I'm going to be looking for my bonus now on top of the 2 plays. So we got our 2 plays up 11,005 plus our bots around almost 13K there on the day there for 2 trades plus the bots. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Bonus play. 9:36. We are 6 minutes past the US Open. Up 11,000. They're already on the day. Playing those through higher time frame. This is what we saw there. Super AO kind of gave it away. 8.2 internally all the way down to an 8282. That's an Alpha Omega 8.2. This is Alpha Omega tuning. Remember, go check out the tuning videos to know how you know what number pivot we're looking for, right? Alpha Omega tuning, tune your AOs. Right now, 8s are in play. If you see an 8, we might be looking for a pivot, right? It's super fast. Remember, if you are new, don't trade in Q. This is too fast for you, all right? All that rhyme. Here's another rhyme for you. Give RTY a try. I'm also going to answer one of those questions there that was in the Ask Question section here in just a moment when we hit our coffee time on RTY. Someone said, how do I choose my targeting for RTY? So if I do shift to RTY, give RTY a try. If you are new, don't trade in Q, right? In Q, Wild Child, RTY, give it a try, right? Respell RTY, give it a try, and you'll see why. Okay. A little more muted moves, not as wild. You're not going to have as dramatic of moves. You'll be able to handle that in a smaller account. And so the answer is kind of obvious, I feel like, that you're going to have to be shrinking your target. So my T1, T2 off of the 5s here on the NQ is approximately 35 and 50. So 35 ticks for target 1, 50 ticks for target 2. And runners oftentimes will run approximately 100 ticks on NQ. Well, the same thing applies on RTY. However, the speed is going to change. Like right now, this is too fast even on the 5s on NQ. I'm going to duplicate this chart and put it on RTY. Right click, duplicate window here. And now I'm going to change this to RTY. Go to instrument here and click on RTY. Oh shoot, these are colored. These are color. I forgot to uncolor link them. Okay, well, let's do that again. Let's switch this back to NQ here real quick. Well, I am messing things up here. So good time to talk about color linking. We talked about this in video number 1. I don't often come over here and change this stuff here, but for demonstrations here on a Friday, coming back after a little summer break here while we're having some fun with the fam, I'm going to uncolor link this. Now I can link this to, sometimes if you are on the 20 chart layout, you'll already have color linkings for each one. I already have it all that set up for you. In the 20 chart layout, NQ has a color, RTY has a color, ES has a color, and YM has a color, and they're already color linked for you. But right now, if I just uncolor link this, now if I change this to RTY, all the others will not change. But if you want to color link any charts together so that all of them change, that's what that is for. So you can use color linking by using those little dots up there. This is all walk through in the chart layout stuff there, okay? Now, the 5s here on RTY is still the same, but I want to show you the difference. Look at this. It's a perfect example. Oh, man, this is great. You see this? One of these is too slow, and one of these is too fast. Isn't that interesting? RTY, much slower than NQ. Everybody get it? All right, type of 1 if you're having fun. All right, so too slow for RTY. You can see why I say give RTY a try, right? It's going to be much slower and less muted or more muted. Okay. Now, if I want to get the equivalent here, what I need to do is then, because people say, well, don't I need to reduce my targets? Yes, but it's the same way. Please don't overthink it, right? I have tried it. If you guys just actually pay attention to what I say in the videos, and like, I know I'm reiterating it and it sounds like I'm, you know, beating a dead horse here, but I'm going to say it again. Listen to the videos, probably do what they say, and it might be less difficult for you, but you keep fighting it. You're like, I don't want to watch videos. I want to ask somebody in the room. Why? Why? How are they going to type it out to you, the nuance that's necessary to really understand and impact what is being said? You need to watch the videos and let it lock in. Those who have done it, by the way, those ones who you're asking, they got their information from the videos. And then you're just asking them to tell you the video. Why? Go to the videos, watch them, because there are other things that they're not going to remember to tell you that are in the actual video trainings. Please, I'll say it again. Go through the video training, okay? It will help you out. Now, on RTY, right now, this is too slow, so what should I do? I should go down time frames. Now, what happens when I go down time frames? Doesn't that also change my target? That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Fives are fives, okay? Fives are still going to be fives. If there's a play coming off of the 5, it's still 35 and 50 ticks. Let's see the measurement here for this super dot, right? The super dot up right there, that went 100 ticks on the 5s, but this might have been the first play of the morning. Okay. Now you might see this one up here. Get ready, hit the top of the channel, hit the PRZ cross to the downside. That's 138 ticks. So 5s are 5s, are they not? However, there's only been 2 plays here on RTY since the open. Okay. No, actually since the open, there's only been 1. Look, there's 930 right there. So how many bars on the 5s is this printed? If that's 930 and this is 938 where we're currently sitting, so this is the entire morning right here on RTY. That's it right there. Okay. On NQ, I need pages of space. Okay. Let's scroll back. Where is 930? I'm scrolling. All of this same time period. Scrolling. Right. What I mean is NQ is wild. Do you understand? It is printing like crazy. Okay. Now, if you're wondering some things like, hey, how come there's no symbols over here on the left? Remember, you need to go into backtest mode to look to the left. We have this set to the fast load chart right now. We talk about it right here. You are using the fast load light performance active trader mode. I am in active trader mode, right-hand side of the chart. Most important, real-time optimized backtest mode workspaces are available. What does that mean? If I want to go backtest and look to the left, I go to the backtest mode workspaces where all of the indicators and signals are firing off to the left. Okay, we've got this tight so that you can run this on as low as an i3 laptop. Okay, so our system is totally performance tuned and tweaked for you guys. No crashing. That's why I was able to also, like, while the market was going wild earlier, I was able to add more charts, move more charts around, change time frames without any lockups whatsoever. And where did my RTY chart go? Up here. Okay. So RTY, it's too slow here on the 5s. So here's how easy it is. It's so simple. You're like, well, that solve it? One is too slow, one is too fast. We need the right speed. And I talked about this in our last video. Let's go over here and change this from 5s. Let me go down to like the 3s. Let's see what the speed is there. Okay. 3s saying still too slow here. Okay. So let's go all the way to the 2s on RTY.
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Still too slow on the 2s. Let's go all the way down to the 1s, which is about right. This is about a 5th the speed of NQ. And there it is. Sure enough. See how it says now? It says great speed right here on the 1s. Too fast here on the 5s on NQ. This is the difference between the two. Okay. They're correlated, but RTY is going to be much slower. And at the same time, though, if I'm going to go down to the 1s, what are my targets here on the 1s? My targets are 10 and 15, right? Target 1 is 10 ticks. Target 2 is 15 ticks. Runners hold to the opposing signal, right? So my expectations change because I'm down here on the 1s. So do you understand that, like, here's the question someone asked, like, can somebody help me, what was it, sort through how do I choose my targets on RTY?
NEC director speaking on Fox Business right now.
Two finger NQ on the 89. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5. Divergence down NQ on the 41. Alpha Omega down NQ on the down NQ on the 9. Delta shift NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 41.
Sorry, there's a lot of stuff getting put in there. There we go. I need some help in determining or sourcing where information is on price targets for RTY, or at least how to determine. Okay, again, another one of those where it's like another person coming in, asking questions here, but just will not watch the videos. The videos walk this all through in the speedometer video. Be like, oh, I didn't get to the speedometer video. That's video like number 38 in the 100 tick list. Like, go through the videos, okay? But this is exactly what I just did here. I go to the speedometer and I go to the time frame where I've got great speed or valid speed. When it says great speed or valid speed, then I'm on the chart that's in play right now, right? Now, if I get to the ones and I know the ones are in play, now I estimate my target based off of the ones. It's not RTY, it is the bar, right? So what bar the play is coming off of? The bar determines the target. Okay, write it down. Again, and I know maybe you guys need more training videos. Well, if I look, I'm just gonna call it what it is. If I could get my staff to do their jobs and answer questions and get their work done and like get our client portal finished and all this other kind of stuff, I would have more time to make more videos for you guys. So it's coming. Okay, I promise you this. We're about to sort all of this very quickly, okay? Because we're all tired of it. You're tired of not getting videos. I'm tired of not being able to make videos, and we're gonna get there, okay? It's coming. What does the play? Here's a super dot right here. So let's see how many ticks this went. Yeah, 16 ticks, okay? So on a very small, quick play, you had time to think about it. That is a super dot play, and how many ticks did it went? It only gave 16 ticks there, right? So target 1, 10 ticks, target 2, 15, right? And then you're out of the play. So the targets get smaller on RTY, but that's probably good. The stops are also very, very small. If I enter in right here, okay, the stop on this is 4 ticks. Okay, so you're risking 4. And remember, we're doing target 1 and target 2 is 10 and 15. So risking 4 to make 10 or 15 ticks. You got it? You having fun? Type a 1 there in the chat. You're mad because I'm overly direct. Well, you know, I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because I want to make successful traders. I want you to succeed, right? That is my primary goal, and I hope I can find some staff who agree. By the way, I'm hiring, okay? If you guys are interested in a position with us, I'm looking for enthusiastic people who can type and communicate well, and then I will teach you the rest. Okay, so just send me your resume, and if you are an enthusiastic person who wants to be a part of the AlgoBox crew, wants to help answer questions in the chat, people who can actually watch videos and get information from them and then disseminate that and or point people to those answers so that I'm not having to do it all the time in the chat. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who are going to participate in our chats, and I can also teach you how to handle tech support and installations and setups, stuff like that. If that's you, come see us. Welcome aboard. All right, it is 9:48. We still have about 12 minutes till 10 a.m. Probably have news there at 10 a.m. Let me take a look at the list there for the news. Yes, we have 10 a.m. Canadian IVPMI. And then the next one after that, 11 o'clock.
Divergence up NQ on the 9.
Now on a Friday, we kind of want to be early in, early out.
Delta shift NQ on the 7.
Let's see. Understand NQ and the side. There you have certain targets you look to scalp to. How does this translate to RTS, ES, or even the YM? Yeah. So hopefully that answered that question. RTY, YM, ES. It's based on the speed. Okay. So you go to the chart that has good speed. We can go over here to the 2s. So now if we go over to the 2s, we start to go up, right? On the 2s, we're looking for like 15 to 25 ticks for the targets on the 2s. I love the 2s. I think it's a great spot to be taking plays. Same thing. So this dot will probably have gone farther. Yeah. So see that dot right there off of the bottom of the channel, they're going 35 ticks. So do you see how target 1 and target 2 off of the 2s is going to give you larger target opportunities, but also the higher time frame that you go, the higher up you go, the more risk. And so, you know, I see people obsessing over, I want to take trades off the 89s like the big guys. And it's going, do you have a big account?
On the economy.
Well, no, I also want to have, again, you want your cake and you want to eat it too. If you're a small account, you have no business trying to take trades off of the highest time frames.
Q&A is expected.
Right?
With the model.
That's my opinion. Again, if you want to do it, it's up to you. At the end of the day, you know, you can blow your money if you want. I am trying to teach you how to not blow your money. I have 20 plus years experience in the markets. I kind of know them. So I don't know why you're obsessed with coming into a chat where people have been around with us for a while, but you know, these guys who have, you know, a couple of months of experience with us or a couple of years of experience are nothing compared to decades worth of experience. The guy who actually wrote the program, you know, you might want to listen to the guy who wrote it. You know what I mean? Just saying. Ivy PMI in 10 minutes. Thank you, JJ Kelly. Appreciate that. Good morning, Bruno.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 9.
Let's see, another question. Can we ask questions? Vinny, haven't been on the live stream for a minute, and I don't know if you addressed this question, but on the new client portal, will the live stream be on YouTube behind a paywall, or do we need to download some other program to watch your live stream? So there's several things with that. I'm not going to answer that yet. So the client portal release will have all that detail and information when the client portal gets there. I know everybody chomps at the bit to go, oh man, I can't wait. Well, you know, honestly, I thought we were already going to have client portal done, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely, and we're going to get there. Okay, we're going to. If I have to drag it over the finish line, I will drag it myself. Right. It's coming, and I promise I will let you know how. And I will just promise you that it will be easy. It's going to be awesome.
Concessions. Canada and US discuss trade concessions in return for partial tariff relief.
Let's see.
Divergence up NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 7. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 7. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5.
I'm going to show you guys the client portal on the trial member side. I do need to blur out a couple of things here.
NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega up RTYQ on the 41.
Okay, so let's show the trial member side
Double delta NQ
of this. All right, so as you log into the client portal for a trial member, this is what your setup is going to look like. You'll have every day there through the 8-day boot camp. You'll have your Tidewave visualizer tools over here on the left, all handy inside of our dashboard. We went over this the other day on our 3-panel layouts. Kind of get used to that. Okay, 3-panel layouts are, in my opinion, some of the best apps and websites are in this design. Okay, the Financial Juice, 3-panel layout. You've got Discord, 3-panel layout, right? You got the menu over here on the left. You got your main in the center, and then you have kind of ancillary information over here and things that apply. But when you're making changes over here, you want something to apply here, right? If you click over here on a tool, you want this area to, so your working, this is kind of your workspace area, and then menus and all that kind of whatnot blank on either side. So 3-panel layouts, we've got the 3-panel layout type of stuff here too. So we go to day 2, it'll fill this area here. We get that information. Getting installed, today's lessons, open up our Discord community. Ask GPT, very important in my opinion. We have our own custom trained GPT, so if you want to ask questions to get thorough answers and get things in bulleted, outlined format, as well as asking it where you can get to videos on certain topics, I think Ask GPT is a great way to do that. If I type !GPT in our Discord, it will give you a direct link to the custom trained GPT. So inside of our Discord, if you type !GPT, you will get the AlgoBox GPT link right there. Okay. So when you come into that, you should be able to shrink this over here, squeeze this down. You'll get that GPT experience. Ask it something, can you explain the Enigma cadence strategy, for instance, or type in whatever you want. But you know how GPT does. It's going to kick you out a nice formatted headers, subheaders, graphs, comparison charts, all that kind of stuff. Talking about the cadence, it'll draw little diagrams like this for you, and it will give you information on where to go get that information from. So it has reference points right here to the documentation where it got the information from. And if you ask it for video links, it can also do that. Like for instance, this one right here, Enigma Cadence Strategy Compilation. It's right here. It's got a link to this on YouTube, and it will take you there as well. So super handy tool, AlgoBox GPT built out for you guys so that you can ask those questions as well. Makes sense.
Double delta NQ on the 5.
So as far as the client portal experience for members, over here on the right, it will actually have the live stream. So actually it does also have it here if you're in the trial. So you'll see this up top. It says watch live. The different experience here, so this is what a trial member will see. However, if you are a member, over here on the right, you are going to have past live streams available to you as well. And you can go and look at the current one up here at the top right. It'll have kind of a preview of the live stream going on. So you can go, live stream going on right now. You can click it. And then of course, where do you think it'll go? Center, it'll be right here. And of course you can click it and go to, full screen or adjust it however you want to do it. As I was saying earlier, if you've got your 3-screen layout, you should put our live stream there on the left or the right while I'm talking through as you're trading, just my kind of opinion and way that we'll do that. We're going to be discussing whether or not we kind of have any of the background music. I may be cutting out the background music so that you guys can have your own music playing. I might change the way that I do kind of my stuff so that I've kind of got my own music in the background, but not necessarily coming through in the audio speakers. A lot of changes here coming here in the hopefully next few days, but for sure in the coming months, as far as kind of getting started with us. If you have not seen our stuff here, we are just making it better overall experience for both trial members as well as our paid members. This is the last time to get the free trial. There will be paid trials, so you're going to have to go and get the free trial right now. If you are seeing this video right now, it's Friday. You got a couple of days here through the weekend. It's still going to be a 2-week free trial. We're not going to launch all that in until next week, even if we do get that all finished out here today and over the weekend. You've got a few days there to get in on a 2-week free trial. However, we will have paid trials going forward. Now, if you're hanging out here and we're either doing live streams, if we do a live stream on a Monday or a Friday, and we're coming out here, we may do giveaways for those trials, but we'll be kind of debating and figuring out how we do that through our review videos. If we're going to put out reviews, we may select someone from the comments to get a free one. I've noticed that YouTube is now adding, I think they've added direct message features now. So that makes things easier for us to be able to get you, if you've put something down in the comment and we want to send you a link directly to you that's not publicly available, we're going to have that option. So we're also kind of making changes along with the stuff that's coming on YouTube. So staying up with all of that. Let's see.
55 spot 1, 55 spot 1.
Okay, here's news. Big news here, 10 a.m. Tom says, I'm very new here, but have been trading for many years. Tried everything. All of them were shits. So far, I love your algo and all the improvements you have done so far. It's really good. Thanks, Tom. Really appreciate that, man. Hey, great to have you in the crew, and really appreciate that feedback. Awesome. And I really do. I want you guys to succeed. I am just here to go. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna be your best friend. Okay. I'm not gonna come over here and, oh, hey, Tommy, everything's okay. Like, I'm the guy. If you want somebody who's going to tell you what you need to change to improve, I'm here. Now, if you've got a fragile ego, it's not the place for you. Okay. If you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you you're doing something wrong, right? I'm going to try. I'm going to help you regardless. At the same time, you know, you can refuse the help, and sometimes a strong hand, some people don't react well to that. There's a scripture passage about that. A wise man can hear critiques and be better for it, but a fool just gets angry about it. So it's like, don't waste your time with it. So if you're a foolish, you know, fragile ego kind of person, this might not be the place for you. If you want to ride with a crew that takes their trading seriously, at the same time has some serious fun along the way, if you're not having fun doing it, you're doing it wrong, because it's never not fun to win. That's just my opinion on things. If you agree, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It is 10:01. It's like time. All right, hit that like for me on the way to grab your coffee, because it is coffee time here in 10 minutes. And I did want to show that piercer play, so stay tuned. We're going to talk about piercers here in just a moment. I've got it ready to rock and roll, so don't go yet. Here, right here around coffee time, I'm going to start going through the piercer play and get you ready for Monday. If you are starting with us for the first time, I'm going to show you guys a couple of strategies that you could learn literally in the next 20 minutes, and you could come and start executing on those, hopefully in a simulated environment first to get some practice under your belt. But you can be ready for a Monday. We will be doing a live stream on Monday. It'll still be public on Monday for sure. Going to be doing a mentorship Monday and talking to the new folks who kind of came in and joined over the weekend. But yes, we'll be getting that to it. That a little bit larger. Don't know how I can adjust that at the moment. I'd have to resize that whole thing. Okay. Actually, maybe if I move it over, so I can do.
Good.NQ on the 41. Good.NQ on the 7. Good.NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Two finger NQ on the 41. Harmonic NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Good.NQ on the 7.
Okay, had a beautiful play here coming off of
Good.NQ on the 7.
the 9s. Let me see here. Yeah, Enigma call on the bottom here for off the 9s, usually going to have 100 ticks or more. Yeah, 161 ticks off of that
15
Enigma there.
Since the conflict began.
Okay, we've got some news here. Remember, breaking news could break things, so be very cautious here when you start to hear the news guy talking. We've got 6 minutes. Just had news come out at 10 a.m.
SpaceX shares up 5% after Argus Research raises to buy.
Looking forward to the new portal. Me too. No, it is. It's really cool. Like, I'm very proud of the layout and all that kind of good stuff. It's going to be awesome. And something that for sure going to be proud of.
Double delta NQ on the 5. Double delta NQ on the 41. Good.NQ on the 7.
Okay. see how this plays here. Is this going to be the bottom? That is a, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 crosses through. Enigma pop up. Red one shifts it back down. Power headshot to the short.
Vessels were attacked this week.
Okay, more news chatter.
Bull touch low.
What is today's date? The 7th? Friday.
Enigma long on the 7.
Okay, yeah, so that Enigma is kind of trying to get the... Again, it's not the Enigma. The Enigma is not moving the market. Okay, this is just the interpretation of it. Is it interpreting that we're going to have the bottom? It really is looking like it's calling bottoms. 2 Enigmas here, both of them getting the targets. Plus. Targets plus off of these Enigmas. Let's look at ES as ES points, so NQ goes. ES has taken a semi-strong move down, but is now kind of crowning up. So not surprised at that too much there with the Enigmas, just helping to call that. Beautiful Enigmas off the bottom there.
Double delta NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 7. Double delta NQ on the 5. Alpha omega down NQ on the 9.
Did our tide shift? Nope. Tide is still green. So just reminding everyone, like, pass this along to anybody in the future who's asking these questions. If you're in the chat and you're trying to get people to answer the questions, just remember, start right here. Order of operations. Okay, order of operations. I've got a little window for this. Order of operations. Okay, we're going top down across the charts. Top side left to right. We're reading left to right. Top side down for the 3 chart layout. Big time frame to low time frame. But it all starts with the main order of operations starts right here with the tide and wave telling us are longs or shorts on right now. Tide is green, so longs are on. Wave is red, so shorts are also on. We can take longs and shorts right now. That's where I start. And again, it's not that you don't, that you absolutely can't. There are not going to be any good plays if you did to do something else. I'm just going, remember, we're playing a statistics game here. We are trying to play stats in our favor when you're trading. Trading is hard, okay? This is a difficult game. It is one of the hardest easy games in the world, in my opinion. You can learn that the hard way, or you can learn from somewhere else. So, thank you, Pablo. Pablo posted a link there to the order of operations fundamentals. We start right there. Tell us the longs or shorts on, and then so that's our kind of 2-step filter: long and short. For tide and wave, we need to know the tide and the wave. The next set of 2, I try to keep things as easy as you can to keep them in sets of 2s. We need the nerd plus the arrow. What color is the nerd right now? Well, the nerd is red. Okay. What color is the arrow? Well, the arrow right now just went green. Okay. What's the arrow right here? Okay. But when those are correlated and I have both of them in one direction, well, now that already tells me the only play I need to be taking. Okay. So 2-step filter. There we go. It just shifted red. So now I'm looking for a short. Right? Were shorts on? Yes. Do I have red arrow and red nerd? Yes. So I've already got my choice of shorts. What button am I hovering over? The red button. I hover my finger over the red button because I have gotten my correlations. I know what stat is in my favor. The stats are currently short sides in favor. Now I wait for 2-step entry. Structure plus an order flow event. That's it. Structure and an order flow event. That's it. Okay. And structure and order flow events we talk about in
job data was very
our system. Those can be dots, boxes, crosses. They can be top of channels, structure wise. Fibella dot, harmonics, one of the most powerful, especially a shark back, one of my absolute favorites. Shark back play. There's literally One of the easiest ones for someone to learn is the shark back. So if you're wanting to start here with us on Monday, go look up the shark back strategy and play that one for entries. In fact, I'm going to put that, I'm going to get that going here. We're going to go over both of those here in just a moment. All right, there it is. It's coffee time right now. 10:10. It is 10:10 coffee time. So the bots here this morning did,
But it's where it is.
bots did their work there. Let's put this maybe right there. Does that fit in right there nicely? Yeah. So the bots did their employees did our job there. 11:35. I did 11:570.
So just a reminder, Fed's market.
And let's go over two things. I talked about Sharkback. You can literally start taking these trades on Monday
But it's where it is.
with us. You need the filter rule, so don't just take them pure, like by themselves. Although if you did, I mean, the stop is very small in the Sharkback. That's also why I like the Sharkback too. Very small stopping targets, and the ratio of stop to play is very good. Can I
Double delta NQ on the 5.
that off screen? Why is that?
Double delta NQ on the 5.
Toolbar only when signed into Gitbook. Okay, well, sign me out of Gitbook.
Bold touch harmonic NQ on the
Don't
5.
show again. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Divergence up
Let's start with the Sharkback. Again, I think it's one of the coolest easy play scenarios here. So we're going to come over here to our documentation.
Barkin says corporate earnings
And-
are quite strong and growing nicely.
We're going to search for Sharkback. So I just typed in Sharkback up here at the top. Sharkback and Sharktail. There is a 2-for combo. So if you watch this in over the weekend here, if you want to come back in on Monday with us for the new folks, go and watch these. So we've got some demonstrations here for them. There's your Sharkback play, classic right there. Clear the charts here. We don't have anything else to distract you with. I don't want to say distracting, but I know a lot of people are like, well, I get overwhelmed. I see too many things on there. You know, by the way, if you want to work in our graphics team, you're going to need to have a Windows machine. Okay, you're going to have to run our software. You need to be able to come over here in Market Replay to demonstrate, to show our work. And you know, so I had graphics people coming to me being like, well, I've got my Macintosh. I'm like, I do not understand the obsession with people wanting a Mac where you spend more and can do less. Makes no sense to me. I'd rather spend less and do more, get a Windows machine and rock it out. Okay. Anyhow, so this is a nice clean design here for you to be able to see how the Sharkback works. There's a long side one. Here is a short side one. Sharktail. This is a shark plus an order flow event. In this case here, it is a cross showing up at the back of the shark. That's why we kind of call it the shark tail. This happens quite often. All of a sudden we get an R2FA event right around that shark tail line, and beautiful plays coming to the long side. Same thing. Here is one with a power cross. This is a standard Flowmaster cross. This is a power cross showing up right here. Bigger move coming off of a level 14. Beautiful example right there. Another one could be a HMD. That is a Harmona dot. This is a Fabella dot inside of the PRZ right there with a shark back. This is going to be called a shark tail because, again, something tails on the back of the shark. Same thing here. Now we got the short side version of that. Shark back. Very clear, in my opinion. If you want to clear everything on the chart and just have this, you could do that. We will be changing our workspaces also in our next release coming out there. We do usually quarterly releases, or every half year. We kind of have the half year or quarterly releases for our updates. And if you would like to see something inside of AlgoBox, go to the wish list section on the left hand side of Discord. Often we will kind of pull from the wish list area for things that we want to add into the next releases. So if you would like to see something come in the next release, put those into the wish list section, and that's how oftentimes things come to fruition for the extra stuff, right? Another one right there. Great examples of sharkback plays. And there's one with an enigma at the top. Again, shark tail, because there's something tailing the shark. Great example right there. Here is another one to the long side. Beautiful play setups along the way. Real live examples. So again, see, these are clear charts with nothing on them. This is what it looks like when it's in combination, and don't get overwhelmed by it. Remember, I still think, though, using them in Confluence when you have additional things on the screens I know it's like, well, I just want, what if I had just that? I know, like, everybody wants to just clear the decks of things, and I'm going, there is a reason they're there. If you just get used to them, it's like saying when you got in your car for the first time, right? Did you go complain to the dealer because you're buying a car and you're like, what are all these bells and whistles all over the dashboard? Why are there so many buttons on the dashboard? Can't I just give me a steering wheel and the left pedal and the right pedal? Can't I just drive my car? I mean, you could, okay, but you know, all those things are fun. It's like the radio knobs. It's the stuff to make sure that you can see through the window. You can turn on the windshield wipers. You can play the kids' audio and videos in the back of the car, or open the windows, or do any of the fun stuff, turn the lights on. All those little buttons and things are there for you to navigate to where you're going. They're all there to help you. And you're like, no, I don't want any of that stuff. Just give me the steering wheel and the left pedal and the right pedal. Okay. I mean, you can, but you know, listen, we're going to give you everything that you need. If you want to strip everything off of it and, you know, make your car a jalopy, you can absolutely do that. Make sense? All right, but we're handing you the Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe something a little more classy, like these idiots who buy Ferraris and stuff, pocket poopers and turd fests that are out there like, look at my new Ferrari. Okay. Oh my word, can't even. Have some class, bro. Get an Aston Martin or something. Okay, let's see. Shark back, shark tails. Let's pause the other music here real quick and let's take a look.
Harmonic patterns are a powerful tool for anticipating high probability reversal zones in the market. Among them, two of the most powerful harmonic strategies stand out: the shark back and shark tail. Many traders confuse them, but each provides an edge in spotting reversals with accuracy and confidence. Let's break them down. The shark back is the line inside the potential reversal zone, PRZ box. It serves as a key structure where price is expected to react. Here's how it works. Price moves into the PRZ, reaching the shark back line, the ideal entry point. At this level, we take our trade, anticipating a reversal. If price holds and pivots in our favor, we're in for a solid trade. The shark tail setup occurs when price breaks through the shark back and a confirmation signal appears just behind the PRZ. This additional signal adds confluence, strengthening the initial shark back and creating a high probability entry opportunity. Here's a shark tail setup in action. Price breaks through the shark back, but then an important event appears just behind the PRZ. This could be an alpha, omega, enigma, cross, or fib dot signal. With this confirmation, we re-enter the trade with stronger conviction. Our target? The front of the shark. Understanding the differences between the shark back and tail helps traders stay composed after a shark back stop out. Instead of panicking, they can watch for a shark tail confirmation to re-enter. This second attempt, the shark tail, can be just as powerful, if not more, acting as a two-try rule for capturing the reversal. That's it for this breakdown. Now get out there and trade like a shark. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Okay, the other play I wanted to talk about here this morning was the piercer play. So someone had asked about how do we take the piercer? What is the deal with the piercer? Let's walk through the video first, and then we'll come back and get any questions answered specifically around it if you still have questions afterwards. All right, go full screen on it here.
Price can continue past a fib dot, creating a piercer play. If other factors align, this could signal a potential entry in the opposite direction. Here's a pierced dark green fib LE dot. Price continues to drop, signaling a potential short opportunity. Now price pierces through the dark red fib LE dot and continues to rise, signaling a potential long opportunity. Here are live chart examples. The pierced dark green fib LE dot leads to a continued fall, while the pierced dark red fib LE dot leads to a continued rise.
Okay, so I want to pause it right here. And again, sometimes you have to pause the video to understand. There's no harm in pausing a video. In fact, I guess like maybe we'll do a teaching here on here's what you should be doing. Like pause the video. Try to understand this. After the piercer, take it long. Well, you might just go, oh, well, that's easy. I got it. I don't need to pause it there. However, did you pay attention to the part that we need to make sure that we are in the direction of the current confluence filtering? Why would I take a piercer long if it was tide wave red on the day? You wouldn't. Okay, so we're not looking for these. However, if the market today, if we started out with the tide and the wave both being green, we went over to the tide and the wave, tide was green, the wave was green. You'll have days like this where it's all to the long side. This is when I'm looking for the pierce. Okay, so the pierce of the dot, it's piercing the dot. The price broke the dot. It broke the play. It could break an enigma. It can break a shark back. It can break any of our normal plays that we would take in a direction. If I already have my filtering direction going, I've got the tide and the wave with me, then what's the next step to filter after this? Because this is kind of like where it all begins. Number one, are longs or shorts on? Number two, I want nerd plus arrow. The nerd and the arrow. If the nerd is green, check. And the arrow is green, check. Okay, but all of a sudden a red shows up. Do you understand that this can now be a green? That's what I think of this as. Okay, so I've got my two things before I'm about to take a trade. This one, I got my two things, check. I got my two things, nerd plus arrow, check. I already know my direction. And I see a piercer show up. Can I add into this position? Yes, that is the piercer. You get it? If you get that, please do me a favor. Type a 1 down in the chat. Type a 2 if you're new, and type me a 3 if you're still just here to troll me, so one of our kind moderators can rid you of your burden of having to continue on with us. All right? There's the piercer, so I wanted to make sure that you knew you've got to be context. It's not just, oh, I take every piercer. Oh, so if it pierces, I go long. It's not that. It is making sure if you already have a reason that you need to be getting in a direction, and it could be the opposite too, right? Was there a green one that we did? Yes, this one. So let's move back here. Same thing on the other side. If we've come in on the day, we started with the step 1. Let's draw in red here. So we're going to talk about the opposite play side, red. So number 1, we have the tide and the wave. So we have the tide and the wave were both red there this morning. Tide, wave, red. 2, we need the nerd plus the arrow. Got those 2 checks. They're both all red. And you're like, well, I see this green dot. What do I do with it? Well, I can't get long there because it's a green. I'm saying it can be an opportunity. And this is what some of our members who are like, hey, you know, hey, plutonium, why did you take that? I don't understand. How can you get that piercer? Because he paid attention to the videos. Okay. He's been through this. We've talked about this many times, and you can too. Like all these guys who you guys are asking, you know, hey, how are you doing X, Y, or Z? Like I went through the videos and I'm doing exactly what's in the videos. And you're all like, this guy must have discovered something new from AlgoBox. No, he actually went through the videos like you're supposed to too, right? This is trying to help you out. Go through the videos, take some time to study them, get your own notes instead of trying to ask everybody else and trying to cheat the cheat. Folks, we already have the cheat. We've given you the cheat. This is the cheat. AlgoBox is the cheat for the markets, in my opinion. Those who are crushing it in the markets with them as well. And I personally believe that you could too. I can't guarantee it. Because again, I mean, some people just they won't even watch the videos, and then they're just like lost, and they don't come to the live streams. I got people coming in and be like, well, I haven't really watched the live streams, but like, where do you think the information comes from? Now, at the same time, here's the deal: because y'all don't watch the live streams, I am gonna we're gonna put a value to them. Because here's the thing: they're free, so you don't put value on it. So it's okay. I'll solve that for you. It'll be charged. So if you're watching this later on, we may be at a spot where we may be doing paid live streams, so premium members only. Sorry, there's a lot of people who ruined it for you. We've been doing it publicly for 10 years, but it is just that I get tired of answering the same questions. Our tech support team gets tired of, you know, the people who are just coming in, tire kicking, won't take any time to do it and be like, well, it's free, must not be good. Oh, well, it's so inexpensive. And he's put this price point. He wants people to succeed too much. He's given it too low of a price point. It must not be valuable. I understand that logic. I understand your flawed logic. At the same time, it isn't flawed. I think that is most of the time you are correct. It happens to be something that we tried to put this in your hands for super cheap and super inexpensive, and in a way where I could teach it to you for free, but people are lazy, and unfortunately, they just won't do it. You won't do it either, so don't try to pretend like, oh, I'm the exception. You won't. No, you won't either. I have seen all the people who come in here and it's an exception. At the same time, the people who get it for free, they just will not do what we've asked them to do. They won't put comments on the videos. They won't hit like. They won't go through the training. They won't do the notes. It was free. They didn't pay for it, and so they do everything else. I had a guy, like, I'm going to give a perfect example. I had a guy who's like, oh man, I'm struggling, and I'm like, hey, did you watch the last live streams? Well, no, just got back from vacation. I'm like, so the first thing they want to do is come to me and tell me that they've been struggling. And he's like, oh man, I'm so broke. Vinny, I need to get the, can I get it for any cheaper than that? And I'm like, but I just got back from vacation. I'm like, you got time and you've got money to go on vacation, but you don't have time to earn the vacation by being able to put some time to something to give yourself a skill that no one could ever take away from you. I don't understand that, Pill. Okay. Anyhow, that's the piercer. We'll finish this one out here, and then hopefully I'll catch you guys on Monday. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out, and I will catch you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. See ya.